Richard Hart is calling for a potential $240,000 Bitcoin. Now, as soon as I heard this, I was like, whoa, he doesn't accidentally say stuff. Of course, friends, I'm just a mere squirrel wearing actually a bull hat. Moo! And I get things wrong very, very often. Of course, that's it. I'm here to guide you along the way. I am your friend after all. Now, Richard's tweet, it's a long-winded tweet, but he speaks about a lot of things. He actually has a $241,000 Bitcoin, and he speaks about that. Now, that is 3.5 times its top. And basically, he's done the exact fractal measurement of what happened in the past. But this has never happened before, where we do the exact same multiplier, friends. But you might say, well, you know, this is what we did, right? Okay, we went from 20K. You see how this is 230%. That's 3.3x, 235. So that's what he's saying. He thinks if we do another 230%, that'll land us at around 241K, around up there. Now, remember, I have these warning signs here. So yes, technically, it could be up here next year. Of course it can. Or I've got these just in case. Okay, just in case. It's very, very interesting how someone out here can have a big target, but now we're paying attention. Why? Look, to start by telling you this, I'm going to give you some nice pump music. 240,000 American dollars, friends. I don't promise you anything, but if we get that, you're all retiring. All of you. Yeah. But I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't... Look, crowd consensus is 120K. So there's two scenarios. Remember, we went through this, friends. Either we'll get like 80 or we blow 200. We ain't getting 120. That's what I just feel like. The crowd consensus is 120. So do you remember I told you last year, I said, well, look, you know, if we get to 80, you have to decide for yourself, what do you do? If you see it sitting around there in 80, it's not going to go from 80 to 200 immediately. It's going to sit there and fake you out. Fake. But then you got to decide, oh, crap, are we going to be ready or not? That's why I've done all these conservative numbers to make sure you can't rewind back in time. But we're going to have to chill out and see what these numbers say. So if we get an Ethereum price of 24K, that would match this Bitcoin 240K. And every large cap altcoin does a 30x from today. That's every altcoin, including Litecoin and everything else, around 30x. That's based off Ethereum. So if Ethereum does 8, a lot of these things, they'll either do as well. They'll do 8, 16, 24, 32. That's like a 4x multiplier based off how everything cheap is today. So that's something to think about. And that's just those, right? So that means also the big undervalued coins will do a 100x. We'll see more 1000x's. By the way, a dog with a hat, friends, has now done 37,000x or something ridiculous already in 90 days. That's crazy. But here's the thing when it comes to Richard Hart's calls. So forget his bottom calling ability. So I have another video coming out where Richard says, hey, I missed the bottom. You know, I don't get the bottom as well. Right. I guess he's more of a top caller. I'm not really sure, but forget that part. That's behind us now. Who cares, right? We want to think about the next thing. So what I found interesting was when I found out that Richard conceptualized a 60K top back in 2019. For some reason, he just had a breed. He's like, okay, the top's going to be like 3x. I don't know what he's exactly using in his brain. He probably just figures everything out. It's like, oh, yeah, I see a 3x. So interesting, right? Because I was thinking 180K back then. Because I calculated infinite money printing and all of these. Very, very interesting. My very first target, my weighted average of everything was about 60 to 70K. But I knew infinite money printing and the 4-year cycle and everything was meant to go on longer and longer, which is exactly what happened. The problem is we got cut off here. You know, China's insider miners, F2 pool, something was going on. Also, there was rumors of a lot of people basically saying that Soy Bankman-Fried was dumping a lot. And that's what capped the rally. That's a lot of the rumors that were going around here. That they basically say that Soy Bankman-Fried and these other insiders were just capping everything. Because you never know how this game works, man. Inflation was going up rampant in the economy. And the government, remember that if they keep a lid on gold, I don't know, you'll never have that true answer. But it's something to think about. So I've just found it fascinating. He thought of 60K before anybody else did. So I'm thinking, well, maybe something he looks at, he has an edge in calling those top numbers. Now, obviously, for me, all you've seen me do is call the bottoms. call bottoms, friends, because I just say, okay, Davey Soy Hoffman is crying, negative number forecasts, all these are bottoms, and I got you buying the depression. You get to see this, right? So it's just interesting, friends. That's why, look, man, I'm just here to see, okay, who's good at what? Let's use their talents. But there's a big but, friends. I think it's important to remember one of my scenarios in this cycle was that we run early. Yes. So last year I thought, if we run early, why are we running early? That's why you do this homework in the bear market. And my scenario was early pump to trick everyone into super cycle, and then we get cut off early. And we're just guessing anyway, right? But it's very interesting about his target. Now, if you look at the 4-year fractal, it's actually right here. It's actually following to the exact tick. See, friends, I know I've been watching Blockchain back and other people who are like bearish. They make a good case. Inverted yield curve, all these, Wall Street, all these other things. Yes. But still, I told you, like, well, we're still following the 4-year cycle. It still hasn't broken. I kept telling you, like, look, man, I'm still long. I'm still long. Yes, I'm skeptical. Yes, I think at any moment now, any moment it's going to crash, but we'll just stay there. And look what actually happened. We deviated an enormous amount here. But we might pay for our sins later on. Who says you're always ready for this? As long as you're always ready for that thing around the corner, because crypto's volatility is absolutely insane. So now, though, the crowd is thinking there's 2 scenarios, right? If we go here. One of my scenarios, friends, was that we run early, and I'll just repeat to you. Why did I say we run early? It's because in every cycle, people learn to front run the crowd in front of them. 2012, 2016, 2020. And if we notice, they were front running each other earlier and earlier. And now, if you did the maths and you just showed where it's coming from, I believe that this 4th cycle of Bitcoin right here, whatever happens here, okay, now by the way, I really hope this candle's up here, but whatever happens here in this window of time, people are front running the suckers. Okay, so normally 2025 people enter, right? However, my theory was that the 2025 people come in 2024, which is right. This is this year, right? That was always my theory. Now, maybe Bitcoin ETF, Roca Negra's ETF has even sparked that catalyst. Because everyone's here for a number go up. They're here for an entitlement. So they're like, well, I've got to front run next year's suckers. I've got to get in now. Makes sense, right? You're seeing this. However, remember, you can't mid-curve yourself out of everything. Maybe it's the easiest hold of all time. You just never truly know. That's why we're going to be waiting for euphoria signs and to manage risk. That's why, look, we don't know how these things kind of completely play out. All I said to you was, at this point, April 2025, wherever we are, man. So Bitcoin can be here, it can be up here, it can be here, whatever it is, okay? It's going to be somewhere in this window of box up here, okay? I'm scared of this, but it can be up here, okay? It'll be great. But in this box, you have to remember, you can't go back in time. So that's why I bought in the depression. Went super hard. I know you like it long and hard. Friends, family, friendly show, like, subscribe. I said, well, if we stop there, what do the price returns for everything look? They look pretty poop. Do they look poop? Not necessarily if you bought more. If you bought more and you front run the crowd who are going to regret things later on, you get to crush it. And that's exactly what we've been doing. That's why you've been following me, DCA buying, some of you friends selling stocks, getting a second job. A lot of you guys are thanking me every single day, and you're very, very welcome. A lot of people said, man, thank you. My family said to just don't touch crypto. And people got second jobs. People here sold their 3rd cars for the family. Other people were able to rotate their savings, sell some gold, rotate some boring old asset here and there, and just absolutely just crush it harder and harder. I know you're going to reap the benefits of this later on, because you just don't know, man. You just don't know. It's 4 years, man. 4 years is a long time, friends. And we don't know how long we can do this whole thing for. So Richard Hart's prediction is phenomenal, by the way. And if you want me to do a quick calculation, what that basically means from here. So if Ethereum does an 8x from here, Ethereum does an 8x, I guess you would expect Richard Hart's coins to do a 8x multiply on ETH from here. That's 64x, which is 0.025 times 64. That's $1.60 hex, if we got that. So see, friends, people once again misconstrue. If the candles are red, people say I'm fighting. If the candles are green, they go, oh, thank you very much. I'm saying the same thing. Just my targets are the same. I rely on Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin going to be? How many times I told you, man? A lot of people want my price targets. I go, well, I don't have price targets. I'm waiting for the time. When's the time going to come? I don't know. We'll know. when euphoria is here. There's always that stock market saying, you take whatever the market gives you. Well, is it going to give us an $80,000 Bitcoin or 100K or 120 or 240? Is it going to blow to the upside? There is always that wild card. I know a lot of you friends, I know you're just trying to save everyone, go, maybe something's too bearish, you're going to lose money. No. Because if you're wrong, if your coin flip is wrong, you're going to tell people to keep holding. Whereas I'm going to tell people, you know what? It's unfortunate that we've underperformed this cycle and diminishing gains are here. It's very unfortunate, but you have more than enough to survive for the next 4 years. You can exit half. You just exit half. If you exit half, you still have the other half if it goes up forever. However, you exit half and it goes back down and Bitcoin does like a Trojan horse round trip, guess what? You are in the best position of all. It can still do this, friends. I've got to remind you. Don't be fooled by these. These are the biggest. Look at this. This looked like it was going to the moon as well. 6 green monthly candles. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's literally the top. That was Retail Mania top. Bang. It just never ever came. This is literally March 2021. You see that? So that's where we are right now. Anything can happen, man. These can always go sideways, and then we're waiting for this Bitcoin to break. It can do this. It can literally do this. And everyone's thinking, let's go up, but then stock market crashes, and that's it. We have arrow 1, big Altseason here, a half-sized Altseason here, which still is great. And there you go, maybe a round trips. I know this sounds crazy, but I've got to remind you, man, does it really sound crazy when the bug eaters themselves have inverted the yield curve this much? Now, once again, I want to remind you that the yield curve damage comes when you uninvert. So this is the damage. This is the damage. This is stock market crashes, okay? Those arrows are the uninversion part. And they've got big ones too. But here's the thing. Don't fight yourself out of the bags. There's always something to be worried about. Every single time. We know this. We stay long and we stay strong. And we know that from my teachings, I've shown you, if they're going to give us a deep depression, they got to give us real good euphoria first. That's just how it happens. I don't know why. I don't know why the yin-yang of the universe is like that. It's just make it really, really nice and tasty and then crush them later. I don't know why it happens in all the charts. So if we are ready for something great this year, we might be seeing altcoins pop up, which is, I'm going to show it to you now, the altcoin dominance index, which is actually here. Okay, that's what we're waiting for. Now, we are in this red candle now, of course, because Bitcoin's taken the stage, but you never know, man. If we get this giant pop, just like this, bang, bang, like this giant pop up here, and then sink off, and then an actual altcoin man, that would be repeating the 4-year cycle. That would be phenomenal. Just don't know, though. That's why buy cheap coins when you have the chance, friends. A lot of people on the sidelines, you've got nothing to be worried about. This happens every time. I love seeing as well, there's Bitcoin maxis and other people saying there's never going to be an altcoin rotation again. He's serious, man. He's serious. The dopamine in people's brains, it's going to wear out, yeah. It's a $60,000 Bitcoin. You know how slow it's going to be moving around? I know it's kind of crazy. Like, wait a minute, you just did a 50% monthly candle. What do you mean slow? Yes, the biggest, most ferocious moves come at the end. That's why no one leaves. No one dares to say short Bitcoin now for 60 days. No one. But you might find it might be the optimal thing to do. Now, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just telling you that's how crazy these things are. If you're in spot coins, though, you don't need to short anything. You don't need to have that pressure. You just exit. You just exit. You take profit. You can exit 50%. Sweet. Okay? That's why we do the homework. We do the hard work and research. You're my friend. I'm wearing a bull hat moo. Catch you soon.